A real estate agent. How is everybody on this cold Friday? I should say freezing. I can't tell you. We moved to Florida for a reason, right? And it has, I think, rained what? The past 3 days? I'm getting more clients every day calling me and asking, how's the market? And they're from New York. They're from the Midwest because the snow has hit hard there. And here, you would think we would have warm weather, and it has been nothing but cold since last weekend. Maybe this is our cold spell that we're going to get, and then it'll be gone. But what is the saying that Game of Thrones always says? Winter is coming. Well, winter is here. It is here, and it is making itself known. So happy Friday. Let's jump in. There's a few things we wanted to kind of go over today and have a little fun here at the end, because we've got some great opportunities coming up. Sorry, I've got a few people texting me at the same time. And we just want to make sure that everybody's questions are getting answered and things are getting addressed. So, right now, a big hot topic, of course, is home prices and the inventory. That is the biggest question. And I think it will continue to be a big question last year, this year, and moving forward. Who doesn't want to know about the prices, and who doesn't want to know about the inventory? Well, this hot topic comes because we do have a really low lack of inventory. And this, of course, is not helping the individuals that are looking to buy a home right away. The biggest factor we have to figure out when we go out with a buyer, you as a buyer, is figuring out what you can afford, okay? Because what's going to end up happening is we're going to get out to that house that you're pre-approved for, let's say 350,000. Sorry, 1 second, folks. You are going to get approved for like 350,000. Well, we get out there. There are 5 other offers at 345, 347, and 350. And if you want to make an offer, a strong offer, can you afford to go over? And is it something that you want to do? That's a question you have to think about. You have to think about that question is, how much do I love this house, and how much am I willing to do if I need to get this house? It's a big question. So, and me as an agent and other friends of mine out there are going to ask you these tough questions, especially if it's one that you love. Our goal is not to have you house poor. Our goal, at least my goal, is to have you in the house that you love at the perfect price, and make sure that that price that is perfect for you is also perfect for you and your family and moving forward. It's a big factor. You got to figure all that in. So not just are we buying the house, we have other factors to consider. We have the homeowners association. We have to turn the lights on, so we have to have power. We have to be able to take a shower, got to have water. You got your homeowners insurance, not just your homeowners association, but your insurance that goes onto that. Then what if something happens? Oh, and we cannot forget a big must, cable and internet. That's all got to factor into your monthly bills. So when you're going through of what you can afford, make sure that all of that is part of the process of knowing what you can afford when you go out and see these homes. One of the main factors for pushing these prices up is the lack of inventory. And we talk about this all the time. I think the last couple weeks we've been talking about it. The lack of inventory is what's pushing the prices up. And people are willing, as I just said, to pay over list price. They're willing to pay over appraisal price. And that's one of the contingencies they are waiving. So when we go into, again, another question we're going to ask is, what contingencies do we need to make an offer on this house and make it the strongest offer possible? You've got a couple contingencies. Are you willing to waive them? Are you willing to shorten them? Shortening your home inspection period is good, as long as your home inspector through your agent can get in there in that timely fashion, because you want to be able to get in there, review it, and then negotiate. You've got 5, 7, 10, 12 days. Whatever you've decided on, make sure that that timetable is accurate and can be completed by all of you involved, okay? So that's a contingency. And of course, then you have your appraisal contingency. Are you going to waive it? If it doesn't appraise, are you going to pay over the list, over the price that's appraised for, to get to the price that you negotiated? It's a question. Are you going to do it? Can you do it? And are you willing to do it? So another thing, with the whole lack of inventory, let's see, actually, either because the homeowner has listed their homes on the market and they keep spiking. So now they're thinking, okay, I'm going to list my house because Jill and John just listed their house for 450,000. When last year I listed mine for 350. I know my house is better. I know I can make more money. So you list it for 460,000. As a seller, realistically, will that house appraise? And then if it doesn't appraise, now you're in a situation where you have to go to that buyer and say, are you willing to pay? Or are you as a seller willing to sell it as what it's appraised for? So this whole lack of inventory is very up and down right now. But that's why it's so important that you, not only as buyers, but also sellers, are educated as to what goes into this and how to make this work. Because if you are one of those sellers and you have to sell because you found a house down the road and you've got a closing date, you need to know where your negotiating skills are useful and can be used instead of just saying, nope, I don't want it. Are they realistic? And are you as a buyer, are your terms of offering a sales price, are they realistic? Because the market right now is not where a house is listed for 350,000 and you can offer 320. That's not the market that we're in. So realistically, think about all of this when you're going in to make offers and list your home, because we're going to continue to see the prices climb from now until the end of the year. They're basically saying on the average, it's going to grow another 6.6% this year. And over the next 5 years, 23.5% growth in the sales price of homes. So it's not as big a jump as what we had in the last few years. A 6.6% increase over this year is not too bad. Whereas we have seen 10, 20% over the last couple of years in some homes in certain areas. And again, it's certain areas. So as you're going through this process, and you're starting to work with an agent, if it's not myself or Coldwell Banker, let me know, because we can help address some of these questions. Sit down, figure out what's the best case scenarios. And this can all be done before you hop in the car and start seeing houses. So when you pull up to that house, you know the game plan. That if you see 10 cars, like today, let's just take, for instance, I pulled up to a beautiful home in Orlando at 9:15 this morning. Sales price is 430,000. Okay. So it's not too high, not too low. Right now, one of the little bit of the average of where Orlando's at. And every 5 to 10 minutes, there was another car pulling up. Boom, boom, boom. Agent after agent with another buyer. And I heard two people as I'm waiting for my place in line to say, do whatever you have to do to make this deal work. I want this house. You have to be ready to say those words to your agent, but also know in the back of your head, what is it that he or she's going to do to make the deal possible? And is it possible for you to stick with whatever he or she negotiates? Okay, so lay out the ground rules and communicate it to your agent and fine tune it to make sure it's going to work for everybody. So that is one really important goal. After seeing what I saw today with multiple people shuffling in a house, because where can you find a house for $430,000 in Orlando with a pool and the school district that they wanted? It's hard. And when it does go on the market, boom, you got to be seeing it. And if you're not here, so myself as an agent over the last 2 years, I would say 60% probably of the buyers that I work with, I have never met until the day they close, or some of them I don't even meet till they move in. So I work a lot with the media outlets, as far as FaceTime, WhatsApp, videos, giving tours of the homes. So if you are a buyer and you're just not able to get here, but yet you find that perfect home and you're like, oh, I got to see it. There are ways that you can make all this possible. And there are ways, if it's not me as your agent and you have someone else, speak to them about seeing these homes so that you can get in on something so you don't miss it, especially if you're looking to move here like right away. So there are lots of ways that we can help. So please know that part of it. I would love to touch base where I have a few agent friends of mine have known that I've been doing this about 22 years. I owned the title company back in the day and worked for a very large one for the first probably 15, 16 years. But I always had my real estate license. It was one of those things that when I got into this industry, I wanted to not only be educated, but I wanted to learn and know what I was talking about. So if I wasn't selling real estate, I was still talking about title. I was still talking to real estate agents. I was talking to builders. I was talking to lenders. I wanted to know what I was selling, and I wanted to know how I could help them make their business grow. So that's what I started in this industry 22 years ago. And with that said, I met some great agents. I met some amazing builders, but my main goal was to set myself apart from anybody else in the title agency world by being the most educated, not only about my job, but about my surrounding areas, which included builders. Who was selling what? Where were they selling? What was going on? Talking to the agents who are the top agents and talking to them where they're selling, what they're doing, how are they selling, and learning from them and getting all of that information. So when it came time where I was at an event, an agent may have asked me, "Oh, hey, do you know of a builder, or do you know of anything that's in this price point?" I could literally advise them on 2, maybe 3 builders, give them the salesperson's name, or tell them an agent that I just met with that he or she has a listing in that area. This is the sales price. Here's the number. That's how I started in this business all those years ago, is educating myself. And that is the key, I believe, that's made me successful. And over the last 2 years, even more successful, even with the pandemic and everything that's transpired, I have not only met my goals, but exceeded my goals every year. And that's the name of the game. Whether you're in real estate or anything, your main thing when you start out is have a goal, have a realistic goal. Okay, realistic goal. Set it. What are the steps for you to get to that goal realistically, and how soon can you get there? My goal, is to sell 29 listings, 29 sales in 1 year, average sales price is this, and make this many contacts a day and do this and that. I have it set up, and then I have it broke down. How many calls a day do I have to make to get to that many contacts or people that I talk to? How many people do I have to talk to in order to get 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5 contracts wrote? But out of those contracts wrote, not all of them close. You all hear that people will get to the closing table, financing falls through, or this happens, or that happens. So even though you write a contract, say I wrote 4 contracts, are all 4 going to close? I only hope that all 4 close, but I have to make sure that I'm on my path, and that's setting the goals in the beginning and following through with them is huge, 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 huge. But as an agent, as a builder, as a mortgage lender, what are your goals? How are you achieving your goals? Are you setting realistic goals? And are you surrounding yourself with the right education and the right people to push you to those goals? That is huge. I am very fortunate that I am with a great brokerage and some great individuals that continue to push me. And if I start to go down that path, they're like, "Where do you need help? How can I help you? What do you need from me to get to that next level?" And that's what you need to surround yourself with, are those individuals, whether it's your family, your friends, or your broker. Maybe you're not an agent and it's just your boss, coworkers. Find that out and find that simple plan, because that is what's made me where I am right now. I am very happy. I love my job. And it's also given me the opportunity when I get these calls from people that don't live here in Florida. They have no idea even where to start, but they start asking me questions about schools, neighborhoods, gated communities, price points. I can honestly give them that information, and I can give it to them that I feel good about the information, because I know I know that I'm right, or I know that I'm pointing them in the right direction to find the right answer for them. I look at every property for these clients, and when I'm out with my buyers, as if I was buying it. I look at it as a mom. I look at it as a woman. I look at it as an investor. I look at it at all the key aspects of it, and I put it together. And then I listen to them and what their wants and their needs. And how do we put it all together? Yes, we do. because that's what a closing happens together, is when you listen and you communicate everything. And at that point, then the trust just goes from here to here. Yesterday, I got on a phone call with a lead, cold lead, called me out of the blue. They were on our website. I called them up. I introduced myself and, basically just said, I was following up on their search and how I could help. Right away, she tried to shoot me down and said, you know what? I haven't hired an agent yet. Not quite sure where we want to live. I'm just looking around. And I'm like, hey, and I spewed off my tags and what I could say and give her some information. Just say, I'm just here to help. And if there's anything you need, I'm a great resource. Next thing you know, she's asking me questions. Conversation that started off where she was shutting me down right away turned into 35 minutes of a conversation. And I've already talked to her twice. And now I'm hired as her agent. Never met her, started out, not going to happen. But because I listened and I just was very genuine, I was like, I'm just here to introduce myself. And if I can help, please let me know. What questions do you have? That was it. Now I have a client. So take these steps and take these ideas. And if you need any more ideas, I'm always happy to share. But this all ties into creating your business, creating your goals, making those happen, and then working with clients in a low inventory, high price range that we're in right now, making them feel good about everything that you're doing for them, guiding them in the right direction. So I hope the little tidbit helps. I'm going to try to give little keys every week, especially if you're a real estate agent. Just maybe some motivational, maybe some new ideas, because when I sit with some of the other agents in the office, we'll just brainstorm. And that's awesome. I mean, you should be in an environment that pushes you, not intimidates you. If it intimidates you, reach out, find someone that can push you to that next level. Be around people that can take you to the next level. That's the name of the game in any business you have, any business you own, any business you want to go into. Raise the level, you'll raise yourself. With that said, I wanted to touch on something that I've talked a little bit about every so often, and it's about one of the top, I think it's 50 health companies in the United States right now. It's one of the top home businesses. I have quite a few friends that I work with and also share this information with that gives us additional income. But the bottom line, yes, there's additional income. Who's not a hustler? Who doesn't want to make more money? It's about the last 2 years of everything that's transpired. I am feel better about my inside and outside. I am healthy. I'm going to be 50 1 week from today. Woo! My birthday. And I can honestly say, I really think I feel younger than what I looked when I was in my 30s and 40s. It's because I'm taking care of myself. And with the stress that we're all under over the last few years with homeschooling, kids, a pandemic, work, whatever it may be, that takes a toll on you. So you need to take care of you. And I've learned this the hard way, that if I'm not happy and I don't take care of myself, then those around me aren't happy. And again, this all goes with the goals we talked about, surrounding yourself with those individuals. So one of the amazing products that I would love to share with you, and we'll even get a couple of the people who use it in their spas with different facials, and we've got a couple athletes that use them. And then there's just, I would say, just me and individuals like myself that use them, and I won't stop because I swear by these products. And I know some of you may know Tony Tate, from a good friend of mine. He is the reason that I got into this, and it's called Visayo. Visayo is a product. It is all over the news with how they're using some of the technologies of the liposomes. And I won't go into it because I would love to have him on one afternoon and just talk about the product, because 2 years ago when he sent me this package, he goes, I want you to try it. And we all have our friends that get, always are saying, hey, try this, and then buy it, and then you get sucked in, and there you go. Okay. Well, I tried it. I got sucked in, and I love it. I have my kids on it, have my parents on it. The immune boosters are absolutely amazing, but it's a product that everybody can use, and it's all organic, and it's safe to use. So if it's something that you're either looking to do with a home business, you own a hair salon because they have the collagen products that helps with not only the skin, but the hair growth. If you just want to get healthy, I would love to give you more information on that product because it's literally helped. And I think I am a happy person about it. I feel great about it. And again, damn it, I'm going to be 50 next week and I'm going to celebrate it because I feel that I have done everything that I can over the last few years to make me happy about myself. So, yay. With that said, we will have Tony on the show one day and we'll talk about Visayo. So get healthy, get you, make you happy. That'll be our topic. Not only about real estate, but you know. Next, some of you may have seen or heard or been watching Orlando Housewives is one of the reality shows that is a pilot right now. And I happen to be very fortunate to be one of those individuals, and I'm very excited. I have met some amazing women, and Carolyn Rivera, who is one of my new BFFs, and I'm so excited, and also my partner in crime with Coldwell Banker, has now part of this as well. So you're going to be seeing her a lot, but over the next few months, you'll probably be seeing more videos, posting, ads about it, and we would all love your support. So we'll keep you posted on all of that because it's going to be huge and a ton of fun. A little bit different than the normal housewives shows because we do have some great women. Besides, I mean, they're not great on the other housewives shows. Don't get me wrong, but we all are going to have something different with our stories that really sets us apart, that brings us together as a whole. So I think you guys will all enjoy it. So for a fun Friday that's freezing and raining and hopefully it gets nicer out, I know it'll be a fun weekend for everybody. I would love to say thank you so much for joining me, and I hope you all have a fabulous, fabulous weekend. If you have time, reach out, shoot me some questions. I'd love to help or give some good advice, or as I tell my clients, a great resource of information to all of you. So again, Why Not with Lisa, your favorite Orlando Coldwell Banker real estate agent. And you know what? I don't need my glasses on right now. So again, Why Not with Lisa? Happy Friday, Coldwell Banker, real estate agent. Call me and let's help you find the perfect home for the perfect price right here in Central Florida. I hope you all have a great day. And 1 week from today, we've got the countdown going on for my fabulous 50. So if you've got any great ideas, some great tips, share.